Welcome to the graffiti jungle. Parlo lingue. Benvenuti nella giungla di graffiti. This is Tangential Thoughts Chat Show, Pensieri Tangentiali, a podcast with Cigar Talk Podcast. I'm your chief, Gihareh. Sono to capo, Gihareh. So I have this Cigar Snob magazine, and this is actually 10 years old, almost. It's not November, December of 2025 yet, but this came out in 2025. So, why did I choose this one? I think you can see on page 30. Is it Jamie or Jaime Garcia? Miss Garcia with the Cigari. It's damn. They go together real bad. She pretty as hell. So, phone is charging. Phone is charging. And I'm just gonna load up. I'm gonna load up. Hopefully we start off with a good bowl here. Hopefully we start with a good bowl. And I'm gonna read this Cigar Snob magazine. I'm interested in seeing, just how to set it up, what I do and don't like about it. So there's a couple of things. So first thing first, why did I even pick it up? What got my... The name is Cigar Snob. Not that that's an attractive name, but it has at least has the word cigar in it. And that may be attractive. They got a pretty bitch on the front with a cigar in her hand. That is attractive. That caught my attention. I'm gonna try with the corn cob first. I don't know why, but the Italy pipe, it'll be smooth, but it just does not burn all the way through. So I'm gonna go with the corn cob. But the last bowl in the corn cob did not do so well. That kind of upset me. I just got 4 ounces. I've already wasted some. Quite upset. As long as I've been doing this, I've only been doing it for a year and some change. I still be having rookie mistakes. I can't wait until the day I no longer make these rookie mistakes. I can't wait until the day where I can load up a bowl perfectly. And I can light up and load a bowl and puff it all the way through. Consistently. Welcome to the rodeo. Howdy. So apparently, they rated 48 cigars. Why not 50? You got a Q&A, a question and answer with a pretty bitch like that. I want to know more about her. It says travel. London, Dusseldorf, Paris, Geneva, Amsterdam, and Brussels. I fuck with all of that. Like, for me to make a book, that's awesome. It's like, I'm gonna let you know the places I've been. We're gonna talk about those. Here are some of the cigars that I've had. And I had to sit down with 1 or 2 or 3 or just a few pretty women and have a conversation over cigars. Old World Wines, page 49. So let's go. Let's open this up. How much does this cost? $4.95. So less than $5. But after tax, it's about $5. Now, I'm not sure. Is that nice to see? Something familiar to you? I've had this cigar before. Oliva. Another thing, this magazine is 10 years old, and I had this cigar in 2024 for the first time. Cigar Snob 2012, #1 ranking. It was the #1 cigar in 2012. Oliva. Now, I haven't had, no disrespect, the Pharrell vibe. Deserve to be rich. That is an awesome thing to say. I I, I I appreciate that. I appreciate that's an awesome thing to say to somebody. Now, what to pair a cigar with? They got this Rocky Patel. Now, I haven't had a whole bunch of Rocky Patel, but the one I have had was pretty good. Now, this is some brown. It's some brown. Is it a bourbon, scotch, or a whiskey? That's a question that I have. So, if I was to put a picture of a cigar and a drink, I would let the people know what's in the cup. Good aesthetics with the scorpion and the fire, but it's for Camacho. Now, I haven't had too many Camachos, but that was one of the first cigars that I ever bought. I got it because it reminded me of some Indians, Camacho. But I didn't like that cigar. I got 2 of them. And I think that was the last time I ever puffed a Camacho. Fuente. Arturo Fuente is in here. Terrible aesthetics, but at least it's mentioned. Arturo Fuente. Back-to-back pages of Arturo Fuente. Back-to-back pages of Arturo Fuente. Now, I have seen that Opus X, but I've had a couple Arturo Fuentes. I had the King Bee and the Queen Bee. I like the Queen Bee, but then I like the King Bee. And I've had the Natural Chateau. I've had the Chateau. That was pretty cool. You put the woman next to the table of contents. You put the woman next to the table of contents. More Rocky Patel. And here go my shit. My father. That's my shit. However, I'm gonna cross a couple of these bands out. There's a couple of these bands that I do not like. I'll cross a couple of these bands off. Now, I do remember when I puffed this cigar, but I do not like it. But I know the occasion in which I did puff this cigar. I don't like it. I generally don't like this. I didn't like this one either. I think I had this one too. This Antiguidad, the Super Toro, I fuck with that shit heavy. Some of these are my favorite ones on this side. Them two right there, that's my shit. I don't fuck with them two, but I like that one. So I don't know how many pages we're in here, but it hasn't gotten to the magazine portion, like any articles or anything. The first one's a letter from the publisher. He left his email. I should send him this video and email him. Like I'm reading your magazine from 10 years ago. There's a watch. It feels like we're being weakened at our core. I mean, as a country. It feels like the hits just keep coming. No sooner do we start to get over one racial or immigration issue than we're hit with another. The wounds slowly start healing, and there comes another knife to gash it open again. Boy, this man could be a writer. It's poetic. Poetic justice. But he's talking about injustice. We are always at our strongest when we unite as a country for a common goal, but to be completely honest with you, I don't feel we have the leadership to rally us as one. Ooh, he's speaking. This was 10 years ago. It's still relatable. Ooh, hold on. Cigar talk. He says, I pray that 2016 ushers in a year of unity, cohesiveness, and above all, peace throughout our land. So this was published in December 2015. So I think the president... now this might be saying something here. He says that, to be completely honest with you, I don't feel we had the leadership to rally us as one. Who was the president at that time? Now, if I had to go back, 2020 to 2024, we had Biden. And so before that, I think was Trump. So I think he's talking about Obama. Something to say. Satori Amici, fine European men's clothing. Miami International Mall. I got to go to the Miami International Mall just to look around. Cigar. Where's burning? New Don Pepin Vitola. Surf and Herf. CAL, not how we done it. Person proceed. The Blend Bar Cigar. And David off of Geneva. El Guiguins. I still don't know how to say that. Guiguinse. I don't know. Ships to stores. I had one of those cigars. Miura. 12 años. 12 years. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know where she at. What's she doing? What's going on here? Thought she was in a pool for a moment. She might be in the pool. I don't know. I might have edited this up. I don't know. Cigars. Now this one, they have the bottle next to it. Bouteille Chateau. It's a wine. Chateau du Terriquet. Chateau du Terriquet. I have a wine in there. Perfect pairings. Perfect pairings. Chateau du Terriquet, Arturo Fuente, Magnum R. From the moment you try the Arturo Fuente Rosado Sun-Grown Magnum R with the Terriquet XO, you realize they were seemingly made for each other. The Terriquet's intense spirit primes your palate beautifully for the incoming smoke. The profile of nuts, cream, and wood from the Fuente Magnum R is amplified and joined by the flavors of vanilla, caramel, and honey. Miami Cigar Company. Miami Cigar. I gotta go to Miami. I gotta go to Miami. Cigars for whiskey. Now here's something. Cigars for whiskey. And they got it ranked from citrus to woody to spicy. Yeah, I fuck with that Jack Daniels Tennessee whiskey. That's on the spicier side. We got a black label, Macallan, the Bourbon, the Bouillet Bourbon, Angel's Envy, Wild Turkey 101, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, the Balvenie Glenfiddich, Dewar's White Label, the Balvenie. Oh, it's the Balvenie. Oh, it's a Balvenie double wood, and they got the Balvenie single barrel. Then the Glenmorangie. This just give you a little whatchamacallit too. Then you start popping up in places, and you start asking for certain things, and they're gonna think you know something. Like, no, I just saw it in a magazine. Like, you got that Wild Turkey 101. Now you got which one? The Balvenie. You got the Balvenie, the double wood. No, sir, I don't think we have that. Damn it! But we do have this. You gotta just add some stuff to your conversation, your repertoire. Just throw it out there, just to seem like you know what you're talking about. Le Trap Quadruple, Balmoral, and Yale XO. Perfect pairing. Brand breakdown: Invictus, Don Pepin Garcia Original, Eminence, my father. My Father's a brand we released in 2007. Okay. Don Pepin Blue was launched in 2003. His name is Jose Garcia, but in Spanish, Pepe is a name for Jose. And Jose is the family name. My grandfather was a Pepe. My grandfather was a Pepe. My great-grandfather was a Pepe. So they called my dad Pepin, the diminutive form of Pepe, because he was the youngest one. And so back in Cuba, he came to be known to everyone as Pepin Garcia. Don Pepin's in the history of cigars. There was one in the 1930s. In any case, this continues to be a very important cigar for us. President, my father's cigar. Country, Nicaragua. Wrapper, Ecuador. Binder, Nicaragua. Filler, Nicaragua. Price, $8.40 to $12. My father. Where does this brand come from? Now, this is one of my favorite brands, so I need to take the time to read this and understand it. Because it means something to me. I got the band right there. The Floridian Tias. I have the band right there. Okay. My Father is a brand we released in 2007. It was something I was inspired to do for my father. I heard a lot of criticisms about my having given it that name. People thought it was confusing, but it was something I wanted to do for him. I learned a lot from my father. I owe a lot of what I do. I owe a lot of what I know to him and his ability to teach me. That's part of why we make such a good team. Now, how could I be sure that he would like the blend? While I was working in a factory, I would put together some blends, then give him something to smoke and ask his opinion. Never actually telling him what my end goal was with those blends. Later on, by mistake, he got a hold of an envelope in the mail that contained the first samples of the cigar bands. He asked what that was all about, and I ended up having to explain the whole thing to him. It's a tribute to his work and strength, which is why it's one of our stronger cigars. We've done a number of the line extensions like My Father Connecticut and Le Bijou. But if it's Spanish, I'm not sure if it's Bijou or if it's Bijou. In hindsight, it seems like it was a great idea to call it My Father, not only because it's a cigar name that most English speakers can pronounce and understand, but because there's a story built in that a lot of people grasp and relate to. We know that many people love their fathers. This was something by me for him. He's been my guide. When you reach a certain age, you make your own path. But when you're an adolescent, it's good to have a father there to advise you and teach you. And of course, we knew pronunciation would be easier in English for most of our market. In the United States, it was something we knew was more likely to stick. Not only that, but it ended up becoming the name of the whole company. So, what's it like to actually smoke in my father? The wrapper is an Ecuadorian Habano. Everything else in the blend is Nicaraguan, with a tendency toward the strong side. The My Father Le Bijou is stronger still. The My Father Connecticut has an Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper. So while the core My Father is a great cigar, there are certainly differences among the three My Father lines that smokers can appreciate. Tell me more about that. For the person who has not visited a farm or a factory, what is the impact of having your own growing operation? As with other products, our tobacco growing side has been important to keeping this line consistent. For the last 3 or 4 years, we've been going at it really hard on the growing side. Not every company is able to do this. That's not something that we should be taken as a criticism of those companies that don't or can't. Some manufacturers have such good relationships with their tobacco suppliers that they still get access to everything they need. In our case, since we produce our own tobacco, including our own binders, fillers, and some of our own wrappers, it's important because we make every decision according to what we want to achieve in a cigar, from the seed we plant to the soil we grow in. As a family, we have a passion for this. That's one of the things that motivates us to come in every day and try to do things better than we did the day before. This is a passion first and a business second. In my house, we're talking about tobacco all day. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. In my house, we're talking about tobacco all day. Has that passion died down at all or intensified over the year? It's stronger. If it weren't, we wouldn't have the company we have. We have to keep that passion alive because every day there's more competition. Every day you have to take a step forward. The day you get complacent is the day you lose ground. It's not that you're taking steps backward, it's that others are pulling ahead. La Antiguidad. Yeah, that's the one I really did like too, the Super Toro. Of the four brands we're highlighting here, this is the only one whose name and artwork seems designed to invoke nostalgia. Where did the idea come from? La Antiguidad is a Cuban brand from the 20s. We're always looking through archives and for brand ideas. We registered that name and made a cigar brand based on those old designs we found. So what came first, the blend or the name and art? We don't release a blend to consumers every day, but I do blend every day. And every day I look for new components with which to blend. I'm always checking on the pilones and creating new things. Being the one who personally manages that process, I've built up an extensive backlog of blends. We pull from that bank of blend ideas for this product. This is a brand that existed close to a century ago, but we refreshed it and put our own take on it, making the design, flavor, and format a bit more modern while still maintaining a feeling of nostalgia. Tell us a bit about the blend itself. Its strength makes it stand out without, of course, losing the balance and complexity. It's all Ecuadorian and Nicaraguan tobacco. It has a dark wrapper and about a 3/4 strength level. And this cigar as in just about all cigars, Nicaragua plays an important role. The country has everything you could want for growing tobacco. It's like the third batter in our lineup. Nicaragua has it all. Speaking of Nicaragua, have you and the rest of the family adjusted to it over the years? I've adapted well. I'm from a small Cuban town with a lot of tobacco culture. Esteli is really just a pueblon, or a big town with a tobacco tradition. The food there is also pretty similar. You get used to the food wherever you go. Of course, we keep cooking our own traditional Cuban dishes while we're there. Cigars in the 1920s didn't generally have this strength. That's more or less in line with where the broader industry has gone since the era. What changes do you see in the horizon in terms of smokers' preference? Will people keep seeking stronger and stronger cigars? I don't think the trend towards stronger cigars will continue forever. When you talk about strong cigars, it's very important to keep in mind that the goal should always be to make something that also has balance among flavor, aroma, and strength, and all of those things. Sure, maybe you can make a strong cigar, but if you make a strong cigar with no balance, it's likely people won't like that cigar. Why? Because it could be bitter or otherwise practically unsmokable. Cigars have a certain composition. A cigar needs a leaf that helps it burn, a leaf that gives it aroma, and a leaf that gives it strength. Now, knowing how to blend for that so that the cigar has the cigar desired properties is the challenge of a blender. You have to know what kind of tobacco you're using. Some are stronger than others, some burn more than others. There are others that give you more aroma. Some tobaccos are only in there for burn, but don't contribute much to that aroma or flavor. If you're involved in any part of this process, you have to smoke cigars because you need to understand how all of these choices affect the end product. How are your father Pepin, your sister Jenny, and you different in perspectives on cigars? We don't differ much in our tastes. My sister smokes, and her female perspective is valuable, although it's obvious that this is a male-dominated market. I'm not saying that out of any machismo. That's just the way it is. Jenny's a big help in letting us know about the feedback our products generate. Smokers, especially English speakers, feel more comfortable talking to her. I don't like this cigar. I'm not gonna read on that one. I'm trying to figure out who is the girl on the front page. Jamie Garcia is the president of My Father's Cigar. Who is this woman on the front page? This Opus X, I think I really gotta try that cigar. I don't know who on the front page. Uh, 18th century writer Samuel Johnson once said that when a man is tired of London, he is tired of life. There's no way you'll cover it all in one visit, and you'll never have to feel like you had two like experiences during your stay. Chicken tikka masala is more popular than fish and chips. Yeah, a cigar shop in London and a cigar shop in Paris. Davidoff of Geneva. Amsterdam. These cigar shops is different. There's a horse. AJ Fernandez. A superb milestone. Cuatro cinco. 5 wines to try. Chateau Gabi. And they give you cigar pairings. Val Serrano. Cigar pairings. Giacomo Montresor. Cigar pairing. Cuenta de Val Mio. Bernkasseler Kush Moselle. A Riesling of Dr. Hyman's Berkweiler. Chachue. Bella Cosa. Oh, hold on. One girl name is Bruna, and the other one is Anna. Dressed by Pucci. Shoes by Balenciaga. Shoes by Giuseppe Zanotti. Skirt by Gucci. The top, Hanky Panky. Nordstrom Aventura Mall. Woo-wee! Nah, Bruna got it. Bruna got it. The top is Hanky Panky, Nordstrom Aventura Mall. The skirt is Gucci. And the shoes, Giuseppe Zanotti. All white outfit. Her name is Bruna. Her name is Bruna. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Woo. Bruna that work, boy. Bruna is that work. That's a tough name, too. That's the joint you want to hear her say her name. What's your name? Bruna. I don't like these pictures too much. These pictures kind of whack. Swimsuit. Lingerie. Yeah. Ooh, it's a tough pick. It's a tough pick, too. It's a tough pick, too. Bruna and Anna. I don't know if they twins, though. Hey, yo. Bitch, fire as hell. Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, shit. Okay, this the front page. This the front page. Shit. This picture could have been better. I mean, and the only thing I would say about this picture is her legs in this picture. That the legs are just slightly, but the jacket, it's a Tom Ford jacket. She ain't got nothing underneath it. The bottom, Luli Fama. Sunglasses is Dior. The shoes is Balenciaga. She got a Tom Ford jacket on. That's what she got on, bro. Tom Ford. Ain't nothing underneath it. Ain't nothing underneath that. It is what it is. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. My only goal in life. Damn. Now, I haven't gotten through all of this yet. All right, now they got the cigar ratings. But I think the only thing this one is missing, if this magazine needs anything, it needs some Lamborghinis. It needs some Tesla Roadsters. It needs some Jeep Wranglers, some Gladiators. It don't have enough cars. I think there was only one horse. There was only one horse. I've had this cigar, this Psycho cigar. I'm surprised this cigar actually made it into this magazine. I was not expecting to see that. I don't know all these people. Yeah, now it's like I don't want to read no more of the rest of this. Cigar Talk Radio. Ah, they got some steak. Ah. Filet mignon. Top sirloin. Boneless pork chops. Boneless chicken breast. Omaha. Omaha. Blue 42. Blue 42. Omaha steak burgers. Gourmet jumbo franks. Omaha steakhouse fries. Caramel apple tartlets. Omaha steaks seasoning packet. And then there's one lighter. And then the one lighter they show is not even a Zippo. They don't show any other lighters in this joint. That's crazy, bro. So that's what it was missing two things. If I have to rate this magazine, top tier cover. I have no complaints on the cover. There should have been more cars and more horses. More cars, more horses. And how could you have one lighter? How could you only show one lighter and not one be a Zippo? I think that's quite disrespectful. I think that's disrespectful to Zippo. Cigar Snob magazine. You could have put a Lamborghini in there. At least one. You could have put more horses. You had one picture of a horse, and it was from the front. You got to see the horse from the side. And then this outfit right here, you only show off one time. This jacket is immaculate. This is an immaculate jacket. You only showed it off once on the front cover and once on the inside. The picture on the inside, it's not a 10 out of 10. She's a model. She's posing. I know that there were other pictures to choose from. She's standing by water. You could have put her in the water, puffing the cigar. But you had to show off the shoes. She didn't have to wear the shoes. The shoes could have been beside her. You didn't show off the shoes that well. You could have put the shoes beside her to show off the shoes a little bit better. You could have had her sitting in the water. You could have caught a little more of that side boob action. I'm just saying I could have took a better picture. And I stand by that wholeheartedly. I could have took a better picture on the iPhone. There was just some elements that you captured that you could have emphasized a little bit better. I'm just saying. Boy, I would have had so many pictures of this shit. It would have been a collage. Close-ups, details. Because that's what we came to see. But this is a 2015 issue. Who knows what they're doing in 2025? No. Potentially, maybe, I'm trying to think. Now or later. You still got that jacket on layaway. If I get it now, while there's still light out, might be able to get a decent visual with it. We'll see. Man, of all the elements in the changing weather, today the emphasis was just windy. And cold, but the emphasis was windy.